My friends, we are back in Miss Carolyn's kitchen, even though it's not Miss Carolyn's kitchen, the show. So, what we're doing today is actually an experiment, and it's going to be really cool. So, what you'll need is something to put your piece of paper in. So, I'm just using this loaf tin, and you're going to need a cutout Christmas tree using paper like construction paper. Perhaps. So I cut out my Christmas tree using construction paper. You're also going to need a glass and some table salt. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make ornaments that are crystals. Super cool, right? Now there's a couple ways that you can do this, but this is the way that I'm doing it, and I think this will be the easiest way for you guys to do it as well. So what you need to do first is you need to fill your glass with hot water. Not scalding hot, but just like warmish water, warm water. Because what we're going to do is we're going to dissolve the salt into the water. Get it all warm. Okay, that should be good. Warm water. Okay, so now that I have my warm water, I'm going to start pouring in my salt. So the important thing with the salt is you're going to keep pouring it in until the water is saturated. So what that means is in hot water, salt will dissolve. Once there's too much salt and the salt can't dissolve anymore, then you know you got it right. But something I want you to do, just dip your finger in the water and taste it. Does it taste like anything? No, it just tastes like water. So now I'm going to start pouring in my salt. Okay, so now I'm going to get my spoon and we're going to stir the salt up. Okay, so once you can see that all the salt at the bottom is either mixed in or dissolved, you can start adding more. Okay, and remember, we're trying to get enough salt. We're trying to get enough salt so that it can't dissolve in the water anymore. So it needs to be saturated. It needs to have a lot of salt in it. Okay, so now we're gonna stir some more. Stir, stir, stir. Okay, you can tell that the water is different now, right? It's not as clear and there's salt on the bottom. So we're gonna keep stirring, stirring, stirring. And now that most of the salt is gone, we're going to put a little bit more in, and then I think we should be good. Okay, so I added more salt. We're going to stir, stir, stir. You can see how much salt is at the bottom now. It's not really going in either. So I think we might have enough salt in this cup. Okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to put my Christmas tree into my pan. And I'm only going to put it in this pan because we're going to cover the paper with water. We're not going to it's not going to float in the water. It's just going to sit at the bottom and we're going to get it wet. Okay? So you can use like a paper plate or something if you want. But before we do that, very gently, don't take a drink. Just dip your finger. Now what does the water taste like? Doesn't taste good, does it? The water does not taste good. So now I'm going to start taking my spoon and I'm going to get my paper all wet with this salt water. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. That way the water, the saltiness, and the water get the paper all wet. Okay, a little bit more. You want it to be wet, but you don't want it to be like swimming in the water. Just needs to be wet enough. Okay, so there we have it. Oops. We have my Christmas tree that is wet. So now we're gonna have to wait for this paper to dry. It could take a couple days. So I'm just gonna leave this on my counter and keep checking back every couple days. Then once it's all dry, you should be able to see all of the little crystals on it, like the tree is covered in snow. Cool, right? So I'll check back with you in a few days and I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, my friends, I wanted to give you an update on our Christmas tree ornament that we made. So, as you can see, it's been sitting out a few days. It's pretty much dry, and the salt has stayed on the ornament. Cool, right? So, when you first put the water on, you can't tell that the salt's in there. But if you let it dry, the water will evaporate or go away, and the salt will stay there. So now our Christmas trees look like they've been snowed on. Cool, right? And it's just salt. So now to make it an ornament, all I gotta do is poke a hole, put some string, and I can hang this snowy Christmas tree on my actual Christmas tree. So, thanks for playing this game with me, and I can't wait to see if you do it too. Show me your results. Bye!